Hey everyone, I have something interesting for you today. Now, normally we're talking about marketing and sales pages and all that kind of stuff. Today, I have someone who does something pretty unique. This is Nick Hancock. If you're on X at all, I was going to say Twitter. He goes by the Mattress Guy, and that's what he does. I mean, he has a mattress store, but I'm sure Nick will get into it quite a bit here, but he sells mattresses on X as well. And I just haven't seen anyone do anything like this, especially in the physical product space. You know, we see it all the time, people selling courses and whatnot, but physical mattresses being sold by Twitter. I thought it was so interesting and so unique that I had to bring him on and ask him about this. So, Nick, thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having me, brother.
So, do a little introduction of Nick. Besides that, Nick got into mattresses from his dad, who's been in the world for 30 years, had up to 8 stores, kind of downsized into having his own store, and then Nick's brother has his own store, and Nick has his own store. So now they all kind of independently run their own stores, and Nick does quite a bit of it, like we're talking about, through X. Is all that fairly accurate, Nick?
Yep. No, I mean most most researched person I've talked to so far on the topic. So I love it.
I appreciate it. So you started in X really talking about mattresses as opposed to just using it personally or here and there. You got serious about it at kind of the end of, I think you told me December of 2024.
Yep.
So what was the early days like? Was it just kind of posting into the void? Did you do a lot of commenting that they always say to do, or what was your experience like starting out and
Yeah.
building some traction?
Yeah, man. I firmly believe in people, right? People make everything go round. So yeah, it was just honestly like building friendships on online, people that would see my stuff and comment or tag me in things. Um, now it's a lot less of that because I've built this what we call like mattress mafia. That's essentially what we called it.
I love it.
And people that can firmly back up what I'm doing and talk about it openly. But at the beginning, people didn't know anything about it, right? So I was just kind of posting anything that would stick. I mean, early on, it was these big box retail stores, and people were going and spending 6 7 grand on a mattress that I can get for 2 to 3K. I was told highlight that, but that's not like the end all be all for me now. People kind of know that now. For the most part, the people that like know of me or have followed me for a while. um but at the beginning, it was just like educating people on that, right? Like you have to educate people on their need for your service at the beginning of anything, right? Or your product or whatever it is. And so for me, it was educating people on I'm going to save you thousands and I'm going to save you 30 plus hours instead of you going, to a store and trying to figure it all out and blah, 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 blah. Right. We're going to hop on a 15-minute call. You might go to a store for 30 minutes, but it's going to be an instruction based visit instead of a freelance. Right. And then it's going to be another 15-minute call. So, um, really just like dumbing down the process and making things easy for people while also making it very clear, like, hey, I'm here to save you money and time. And so educating people at the beginning, but then also, uh, you know, I'm very big on responding to everything. A lot, you'll probably see a lot of people comment on my speed. I have my phone on me 24/7. The only times I don't answer is when I'm coaching for 2 hours or I'm at church, right? Like those are probably like the only two times that people don't get an immediate response out of me. But other than that, I have all my notifications on so that I can respond back to people very quickly. Text is the easiest thing, obviously. But I mean, I treat Twitter just like text, at the end of the day.
Right.
So, and then commenting back and forth, you start to build friendships. Prime example is Mike, the car guy, on X as well. He commented on my stuff for the longest time. and joking, but he was like, "Hey, for every mattress you sell, I'm gonna give away a car." Right? Obviously, doesn't make any sense at all, but it was hilarious. And he just kept doing that. And eventually, I'm like, "Dude, let's get lunch," because he's right here in Charlotte. I'm like, let's get lunch, and we just became friends. And so it's been really cool, like stuff like that. But then hopping on a lot of like these as well. I did a bunch of podcasts. I just hopped on and did calls with people. I would just hop on calls with people in general, right? Like not expecting anything in return. And that builds a flywheel of people who just know your character and know who you are. Um, but it took a year and a half of like constant grind at it to get it to
Mhm.
where it's a big part of my business now.
Gotcha. So if I can kind of sum it up, maybe get a little tactical with you, it sounds like kind of what you're saying is that the beginning was slow. There wasn't a lot of um kind of posting into the void as far as your content goes. But so did people just find you, or did you like search out mattress related terms that people were asking questions about on X and specifically go outward and start commenting on them? Or how did the back and forth? You said that you did a lot of commenting, but how was that when they commented on you, and how did they find you, or was it that
Yeah, or
you were
stuff I
going
found
out?
interesting. Yeah, I mean, vice both things, right? It's all
Mhm.
natural in nature.
Yeah,
I wasn't going out and like typing in mattress on Twitter. Like a lot of people would tag me and stuff,
sure.
eventually.
Yeah.
But like the
Hmm.
first 3 or 4 months was just getting like starting to consistently be about mattresses, right? And so then people were like, "Oh, this is the mattress guy, right? Like this is all he talks about. This is it." Instead of talking about all these other things, it was just about mattresses, or it was about my life, right? I would talked about going on dates or having customers ask me out, or customer experiences where customers act like a mattress shop is like a sex shop in a way, right? Like, testing out mattress, like it's weird stuff. But it catches eyeballs and it gets people laughing and it gets people engaging into your personality. Um, so yeah, I mean, some of it was, you know, just commenting on other people's stuff and showing interest there. But it wasn't like I was going out and searching mattress posts or anything like that and leaving comments. A lot of that happened just naturally as a result of the people that followed me or I followed being like, "Hey, Nick, do you have any thoughts here?" And then I would, something I love doing now when I have people that post about asking for mattress recommendations because they do on Twitter is like quote tweeting it and saying mattress mafia leave, let this person know, and then it gets flooded with people tagging me essentially in there, and I'll gain 50 to 100 followers every time. So that's a tactical thing that I think be helpful for some people once you start to build up people that know you, trust you, you know. And if they don't see your quote tweet, you can always just send it to them, via DM or text if you're friends with them. But you got to build up those relationships, right? And friendships, just like real life. You got to build up a reputation. So it's the same thing.
And I appreciate this because a lot of people in my world, I come from the online marketing world where they want to automate everything. They want to have as few real conversations as possible, and I just can't. I just don't like that. I don't. I want
Yep.
to work with people and talk to people. So I appreciate the style that you're going about it. So for you, it's all very just person to person. Um, it doesn't even sound like you're probably like, do you even go so far as like schedule tweets or anything like that? Is it just when you think of it and all that kind of stuff? Or have you gotten over time, maybe you've gotten more to the point of scheduling things and using tools or anything like that?
Yeah, I have in the past. And sometimes I do too when stuff comes to me because it's easier that way. I'm very much like I don't get many creative moments, right? I guess you would say. So when they
Like almost.
come, I like to just put them all, together, right? And use that time when it does come. So yeah, I mean, when the creative moments come, I just go full in on them, and kind of to the best of my ability, just run through as much as I can, but some of the stuff just comes naturally over
Mhm.
time, and when that comes, you got to hit it. But yeah, it's such a wavelength, but yeah, I know a lot of people just want to like do blocks, and it's time consuming. Like there's a reason why people don't do all this, right?
Mhm.
And but the fruit's there, and kind of the harvest, right? You just got to put in the work.
For sure. So maybe can we give a little context to folks? You have an actual store. How much does Twitter actually contribute to your actual business? Is it a lot? Is it mostly in your store, or
Yeah,
what's
I
been
mean
the
it's
split?
over 50% of my business now. Yeah. So it's a good amount.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, but I mean it took over a year and a half of like putting in the work, right?
Hmm.
And I think a lot of people get hung up there if they don't want
Oh
to
yeah,
put in the work, right? They want it to be automated and they want it to be passive income, right? And that's what everybody
right.
talks about. But it took like I mean I went when I first started tweeting, like there was probably 4 months of doing it where I got no business from it.
For sure.
Um, so a lot of people won't go 2 weeks of doing something without, something back in return. So I think for me, I found traction in gaining followers and people. Like now I have people that followed me a year ago reaching out, or people that already bought a year ago reaching out for something else. So it just varies and how it comes. But there's riches in the niches at the end of the day. You just have to put in the work.
Right. And then I appreciate that you say that because we're in kind of similar businesses in that
Mm,
it's kind of a long customer cycle. I do payment processing, so
okay.
generally people stick with one for a long time,
Yep.
or they have something happen and that's kind of the turning point. Whereas with a mattress, I don't know how long I've had mine, probably 8, 9
Yeah.
years, something like that. So it's not a constant cycle. You're not working with people who are constantly buying a new one.
Hmm.
And so you have a little bit longer of a cycle that you'll probably have to post a little bit longer
Yeah.
before you start getting traction with people. And
Yeah.
that's just the game we play.
Yeah. No, it is. And so what we've done as well is like we primarily focus mattresses, but we also have added in adjustable beds. The ability to go up, head up, and foot up. We also do pillows, protectors. So we've gotten into a couple other things. Um, but yeah, that's kind of where we've landed with it. But yeah, it is. It's a longer cycle for sure. Um, and so you have to, either one, be really good at, diagnosing all their needs. Maybe they need multiple mattresses. But also, how do you get that flywheel effect for them mentioning you? And so part of that for me is like getting people to shout me out on Twitter as well, right? Um, that's been huge for me as well.
Very cool. This is kind of off topic, but just out of curiosity, since we're kind of talking about customers bringing in customers, when say you ship a mattress, do you include something like give this a referral card or anything like that to so
No,
they
we
can
don't
give
do
to
that
people to
because
bring?
it's no, it's all handled like a lot of it's manufacturer handled right now.
Ah,
So I
sure.
don't have the ability to do that. If we were to all bring it all in house in the future, yes. But right now we can't.
Right.
So you know, what I always have people do is save me in their phone as the mattress guy. That's the first thing. I always tell everybody, and then get some type of shout out, hopefully, like on X, as well. To kind of get that out there to at least the target market that's going to see us, and it'll grow from there.
And you were pretty much just on X, right? Do you
Yeah.
do other platforms as well?
Yeah, I've tried others. I just felt like my attention got deviated from what was really mattering. And so I think in the early, when you're just starting out, like concentrating is okay. And then my hope is down the line when we have a team other than myself and my brother who are really doing this, um, we'll be able to expand from there. But for now, it's just smarter to just do X. I might take it and repost the easy ones on LinkedIn or whatever the case is, right? But I'm not putting a ton of effort in outside of that.
Gotcha. LinkedIn seems like the one place that would be interesting for you just because of who's on it, that it's you think of generally business people,
Hmm.
that kind of thing, CEOs. So that might be another market. But just to kind of bring that back, what made you choose X as the platform as opposed to any of the others?
The platform I love the most,
There you go. Switch use.
I liked Instagram from a visual standpoint, but
Hmm.
I always found myself like football season, basketball season, I was always on Twitter. I was always on
Okay.
X. Um, and just loved it for getting news, etc. And once I figured out like how to just go about like tweeting myself and just connecting with people, it was just I fell in love with it, and um, just the ease of it. And I'm such an extroverted person. It just worked best for me.
Very cool. So you liked X specifically. You like connecting with people. There's got to have been some crazy situations. Have you had any? Tell me your craziest story from X that you can
Yeah.
think of,
Oh, from X.
or anything. I guess I'm open. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I don't know if I've had like crazy ones from X. I've had awesome, like we did a hotel deal that was $104,000 from
There you go.
somebody that found us on X. My business in a nutshell, and how much has changed because of X is crazy. But in stores are probably funnier. I've had, a customer grab my butt before. I said I was loading up a mattress. I've had another one ask me out on a date. Um, I've had countless stories of, ladies being on FaceTimes with boyfriends and talking about how they pissed the bed the night before, like I've kind of seen it all. Yeah, so it's just a day in the life, so to speak.
That's funny because what's everybody's worry? Oh, the creeps online, but
Yep.
but your actual issues have your stories have come
Creeps
more from
creeps in
in person
person, yeah.
than yeah. That's
Yeah,
funny.
people are weird, man, and it is
Oh
what it
yeah.
is. Like, I think as a business owner, you end up just being like, okay, well, that's that, like
Yep.
laughing about it and keeping it pushing, right? At the end of the day, because it's easy to get hung up and this and that, but yeah, for me, it's always I just laugh in general, and keep rolling.
You gotta. Yeah, you gotta. My always favorite line was always, "Well, that happened."
Yep,
Just gotta
yep,
detach from the situation.
yep,
That happened. Okay. All right.
yep.
Let's move on.
Exactly, exactly.
So you sound like you do things pretty much organically, I guess might be the way to say it. That it's just kind of by feel or just because you're an
Hmm.
extroverted person, a lot of it that you just want to deal with people. Do you have like any, to use a business, the KPIs? Like, are you trying to post 3 times a day? Do you try to reply to 10 messages or anything like that? Do you have benchmarks you're trying to hit, or is it just as much as you can when you can?
No, I'd say you need to be posting once or twice a day at least. And then but also like depends on where you're at, right? Everybody's different situations. Like me now I have somewhat of a little bit of a following, like nothing crazy. Once or twice a day I need to be doing to be building that. But if you're not, then yeah, you need to be commenting on other people and building relationships and getting on calls like this that aren't recorded, right? And just shooting
Mhm.
the crap with people. So some of the stuff just can't be marked, but you're gonna know if you're building something or not, whether you're gaining friends or not, right? And gaining people that are wanting to be like commenting on your stuff. If they're not wanting to comment on your stuff, you're probably not interesting, or you're probably not doing a good enough job of helping them or being of value to them, right? So it's one of those things, and that's just the realism of what it is. So but no, I don't. We're not. I mean, we're mattress guys, so like we have some KPIs, but the
Yeah,
biggest is sales, right? And so
right.
that'll show if I've been doing the work or not. If I've been having good enough posts that have done enough views to be able to get new people to come in and see me.
I like what you said as that as a KPI. The number of relationships or the number of friends you've made. That sounds like a great KPI for life in general. That would be
Yeah.
the way to really
Well,
measure
that's
this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's lives impacted. It's why I coach football, and I don't have any kids or anything like that. I coach this like Pop Warner team that's 8 years old, and that's just how I'm like driven. It's part of my faith, and so yeah, impacted lives. The same thing in the mattress business. It all kind of intertwines, and once you figure out like your identity and purpose and why you're doing what you're doing, other than money makes all the other things a lot easier to figure out, right?
Mhm. I like it, man. Well, dude, you're so good at this that I had like three or four questions and you answered them all in like one sentence. So I've pretty much covered everything. Is I guess one other question, is there anyone else that you found or that you find interesting that does things the way you do? Maybe not in the mattress world, but other people
Mike,
that
the
sell
car
things?
guy, is probably like the
Like the
most
car guy.
similar, except he doesn't sell the cars. He just helps you find your car. He's
Interesting.
like he's someone solid that you should definitely do. I'm trying to think of anybody else. There's not like our model is kind of unique. I would start with him though. He'd be
Very cool.
Mike the car guy, and I can introduce you to him. He's solid. Good dude as well. Like I really believe in like giving flowers to people that are just like good humans as well, and he's one of them.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, that's where I would start.
very cool. So just as kind of a thought experiment. So if someone was going to kind of go your route, maybe not in mattresses, preferably not in
Mhm.
mattresses, right?
Yeah,
What do they
they can
they
try.
need? They need kind of some kind of if they're going to go with some kind of product, it has to be shippable, I would imagine. You probably need something you don't because this you don't want to it has to be high ticket, right? It's got to be high ticket with good margin because you don't want to you can't do what you're doing selling earrings at $10. Too many
Right,
people, too many
stuff.
conversations, shipping in general, and all that kind of stuff. Those would are those kind of what you would think would be the? I know I'm putting you on the spot. Maybe this probably
Hmm.
isn't a question you've got before, but that would kind of be
Yeah,
the general idea of what someone would need to do something similar.
yeah, and then preferably in a industry that's old.
Why old?
It's a lot easier to compete with old people. They don't want to do the work.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you know. I mean, you
Okay,
gotta
yeah.
think my dad's generation. My dad's 60 right now, right?
Mhm.
60-ish, a little older, I think.
Mhm.
That's like the average age of the people in the mattress industry. So
Okay.
I don't really worry about people in the mattress industry getting on X.
Right.
One, do they know how to operate it? Two, do they want to spend the time doing that, or do they want to spend time with their grandchildren? Obviously, they want to spend time with their grandchildren. They're human.
Yeah.
Three, do they really care about the money that much? No. And four, are they going to figure out all the hassles of shipping across the country and, sourcing the right deals, et cetera? There's a lot of different things that had to kind of fall into place for this to work. And I'm very
Mhm.
blessed that I've kind of fell into it the way I did with my brother and my dad really laying the framework. I mean, my dad has over 35 years of relationships that we are using. In the mattress industry, you don't just get those relationships.
Sure.
One of our relationships that worked on the hotel deal with us, my dad and my brother were in multiple in-person meetings before, you know, they ended up being able to work with them. And they've stuck with us ever since. But I mean, it was 10, 15. It's we've been doing business with them for 15 years.
Mhm.
They don't just take people on every day, right? So and a lot of things like fall into place for me. And I think it's one, like recognizing that and being aware of that is a win in and of itself. But two, like that's why I don't really worry about speaking about this. I mean, I know other people that are in the industry and they've heard of what I got going on and kind of want to do it for themselves, and I'm like, go for it. Like go post,
Mhm.
But after 2 or 3 weeks of doing it, because of their age or whatever, they don't keep doing it, right?
Most will
And
quit.
so yeah, I just don't really get too worried by that. So I would say to people, like, if you're going to do it, you need to fully commit to it. But it's more likely for somebody my age to fully commit to it than it is someone my dad's age, right?
Sure.
So get in an old industry that you can disrupt just by being young, knowing how to work technology to its fullest extent, knowing what the heck AI even means and how to use it, right? Because a lot of these old heads aren't, and that's no shot at them. That's just the reality of the facts, right?
Hmm.
Like I talked to my dad about AI, and he's like, "Okay, cool, bro." Like doesn't
Yeah.
care, right? He
Yeah.
wants to
Yep.
go be with his grandchildren, which is
Yep.
like makes sense.
I like that. That's an interesting. Are you familiar with what's called the Lindy effect? The longer
Nope.
something has been around, the longer it's going to be around is
Yeah.
the general idea. Like
Yep.
direct mail has been around forever. People are probably always going to use it regardless of email, text, whatever, that kind of thing. So for an industry wise, like everybody needs something to sleep on. It's been
Hmm.
around for
Yep.
who knows how long.
Right.
It's going to be around for how long. And then, yeah, I love that idea that find an industry that's primarily run by old people. I can think of a
Yep.
few, but yeah, that's I love that.
It is, man. I
That's
mean,
funny.
like if it's just like the tale as old as time, right? I mean, look at like the NFL and look at their owners, right? I mean, it's all, I mean, primarily a bunch of rich old white dudes, right?
Right.
And they all made their money, somehow. But a lot of them are in the same kind of circles, etc. So I just think you gotta pick up on some things, and then put in the work. But also, everybody wants to get into tech and yada yada. It's like, okay, go for it. I'm not going to. I think why would I want to work against a Yale or Harvard grad? Like I went to, a school that accepts everybody, right?
Right.
I'm not the smartest guy in the world, so why would I try and compete with the smartest? Just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I love it, man. That's great. I
Yeah,
appreciate that so much. Like I said, you've so good at this. You've knocked out most of my questions with
thanks,
a couple
brother.
of sentences. So that was all I had, man. That was pretty much
Awesome.
anything. Is there um Mattress Guy underscore on
Yep.
Twitter? Um what's the website? Direct Outlet?
Direct outlet mattresses. Yeah, we're gonna be coming out with and the easiest thing is just find me on Twitter, Twitter X, whatever you want to call it, for now. And then eventually I'll be changing the website to the new one here soon. So that's probably the easiest thing to find me there, and people can just DM me if they have questions or whatever. So
Very cool. Is there any ask you want to make of the audience? There's mostly internet people. Is there any nut you're trying to crack? Any questions? What's the biggest problem that you have right now that you would like help with? That if somebody could reach out and make a connection or have a solution for you, is there anything like that that you would want people to reach out with for
If
you to you
people
with?
if people have connections to independent hotel owners, DM me. I'm all ears. I'll pay for referrals. That's industry, a specific niche I would call it, maybe, that I'm trying to crack into more. We've already done some, but I want
Mhm.
to do more, like a
Oh.
hundred more. So
And
yeah.
independent hotels, that you would consider that different than say like Airbnbs or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like
Okay.
hotel owners, like the one we did was 400 mattresses, right?
Hmm.
Airbnbs aren't, they're buying, like the one I just did, an Airbnb I just did was they bought seven
Sure.
mattresses. So yeah, independent is, and independent's not like a franchise owner, right?
Hmm.
We want to work with independent people who can choose whatever mattress they want because that's how we save people money.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Well,
And if
again,
people
I
just need
appreciate
regular mattresses, just DM me as well. You
hit them
know,
up.
so I work with
Absolutely.
everybody.
I appreciate it again, Nick. This has been fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thanks for your time, brother.